we have our eye for the future in this bonus edition of Hockey Inside Out. Prospects will be the topic of conversation. Think of some of the prospects that Kent Hughes brought in ahead of the deadline. Guys like Emil Heineman or Justin Barron from that Arturi Lehkonen trade. Other prospects coming up through the system. Maybe before the year is out, we'll be talking about Jordan Harris joining the Montreal Canadiens, Jaden Struble as well, waiting in the wings. Which Canadiens prospects do you think might be ready to make a full-time jump into the NHL next season? Or actually not even next season, just even into this one before this is over, or whenever you feel.
I would be really, I am really excited to see Guhle. I mean, we got a taste of him last year. I think the feel was that he really handled himself well as a young kid, didn't look out of place, did a lot of good things. Really, moving forward with this type of player, I think is going to be one that's going to come in and fill the void back there, as a lefty. I mean, the other guys that, we mentioned, Barron, don't really have a good feel for him other than I've heard different reports about a solid defenseman that knows how to play the game. So Heineman, another one, highly skilled. Just mentioning those three guys with others, in the group, they're all good skaters. They're all very, very mobile, and they all bring something to the game. So it's really a nice position to be in to say that, hey, listen, these are the future guys that are going to step in and make a lot of good things happen. And now we just have to see how it plays out. But they have the potential to be good players. And, I think that we're going to see some very fun things coming from these individuals.
Yeah, Kaden Guentzel is definitely the player that I'm looking forward to seeing. It's too bad that I really was hoping that Team Canada at the Olympics would take the World Junior team and have them represent Canada there to get like another shot of watching Kaden Guentzel play. But especially now that they've gone out and got Justin Barron, a player that he's played with before, they already have that chemistry. So hopefully they'll be able to pick it up when it comes to the NHL level. But he's just a player that we've heard about a lot over the years, that he's progressing the way that they're hoping for him to progress. And now is kind of the time. Let's see what he's able to do at the NHL level. And especially if you look at the Canadiens blue line right now, there's tons of opening. This is the opportunity for him to go out there and grab a position and show what he's able to do. And I think Martin St. Louis is the kind of coach, hopefully, if he's, I'm assuming that they will keep him on and not be the interim head coach. But for a young player like him, we've talked about this before. If he goes out, makes a mistake, not the end of the world, learn from it. So I just think it's a perfect situation for Kaden Guentzel to make that jump to the NHL.
Yeah, Jordan Harris is a guy I'm really looking forward to seeing, and we're going to see him before the end of his season by all indications. It looks like Kent Hughes is going to be able to sign him after his university season is over, and part of the deal, I'm sure, for him signing will be to burn off the first year of his entry-level contract by playing this season. There was wonder for quite a while there if Jordan Harris would sign with Montreal. I don't think he would have without Kent Hughes coming here. Kent Hughes knows him very well. He coached him as a kid in the Boston area. And I go back to they drafted him in 2018. He's played 4 full years of university. He's 21 years old. He's not like some 18-year-old trying to just come and step into the NHL. But the development camp after they drafted him in 2018, if you Google search his name and my name, you'll find that column I wrote. He was by far the best player on the ice. Like, he caught my eye right away. And at these development camps, you don't really know who these guys are, like, what number, who's this guy? And he just caught my eye. And I looked up Jordan Harris. I found that he was playing high school at the time in the Boston area. And I wrote a column on him afterwards. And he was just head and shoulders above everybody else on the ice at that development camp. I've never forgotten it. Just a beautiful skater, able to move the puck. A really intelligent kid. When I spoke with him afterwards, he wanted to stay for his 4th year at university. He wanted to get his degree. He wanted to graduate. He felt he hadn't got the whole university experience because of COVID. Good for him doing that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him. Justin Barron, also the player that they got in the Lehkonen trade. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him here. I mean, he's playing in the AHL now, or he was playing in the AHL for Colorado's affiliate. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets called up and we see him later this season. And just mentioned Kaden Guentzel. Well, Kaden Guentzel and Barron were defense partners for Team Canada at the World Juniors. So you wonder how much that factored into Kent Hughes is thinking moving forward. There's a pair that we might see moving forward. Barron's a right-hand shot, something the Canadiens really have been missing on the blue line. So we could see Kaden Guentzel and Barron as a pair for years to come moving forward. When you have the top, when you have both defensemen who are on the top pairing for Team Canada at the World Juniors, that's quite impressive. And then, as I say, you mix in Jordan Harris, but Harris is a kid, just because of what I remember of seeing him at development camp, I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do in the NHL after 4 years of developing in the NCAA.
Also, shout out to Stu for plugging a column of his as well that you should definitely check out. Even though it looks as if there are more holes on defense, I still want to see if Jesse Ulanen can find himself some more full-time minutes either before the end of this year or next year. This is a player who I think seems to be pretty skilled. He's able to, at least in the American Hockey League, he's able to weave his way through to the offensive zone pretty seamlessly. And even in the limited minutes he played this year, he did not look completely out of place. I think he even played on the same line as Jonathan Drouin as well. This is a guy who I think could figure well into the plans of the Montreal Canadiens going forward. So I totally like the fact everyone mostly went defense with their answers, but I tried to be a little bit more offensive. We have to kind of balance these things out here. If this was just a defensive show, Rick Green would just be the star of all this, and we just hear him talk for about 40 minutes. We love
Rick is the star of the show.
That is true. He does have star power. That is very true.
Never trust a forward.
Yeah, never trust. He's the only number one overall draft pick on the show. That's for sure.
That is true. And it's not every day you get a number one overall pick to be a part of the Hockey Inside Out show, which you can subscribe to on YouTube, subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out newsletter, wherever you will, on the MontrealGazette.com/newsletters website. And of course, visit hockeyinsideout.com for full episodes and other articles about your Montreal Canadiens.